This meeting is being recorded. Okay, so welcome to the May meeting of the Jaffna Club. Our speaker today is Jesmin Francis, who is the CEO of Vanni Cashew and is also very active among small entrepreneurs. Her contact details are here.
Okay.
I will show them again towards the end. So first, I go through our objective for the purposes of anyone who's watching this for the first time. So the club will facilitate, foster and support social intercourse and fellowship among its members. It will build a network of members and non-members that can work together to promote the economic development of the Northern Province. What is the club for? The club is a catalyst to help people like us connect with each other and help people like us connect with Northern entrepreneurs and business opportunities. So the reason I say the club is a catalyst is the club doesn't try to build its own empire. The club does not raise funds. The club does not donate funds, but it helps people like us. And on many occasions, this network has provided useful connections. So we've had a speaker every month without fail since September 2020. And I just slowly go through this list so that people can see the sort of speakers we've had. So we've had CEOs and directors from tourism, agriculture, from ICT. We had Jesmin Francis, who was governor of the Northern Province a couple of years back. Tavaseelan is in the dairy industry, Raj Janan in the cocoa peat industry, Professor Surendra Kumar from the Faculty of Medicine. We've had two lawyers, Dr. Sangha Gunawansa and Mohan Balendra. Our recent speakers have been Father Ashok Kamaladas, who is a Christian priest with the Catholic Don Bosco group, who has set up a infotech education laboratory in Killinochchi. We had Ganan, who is in the sea cucumber and seafood industry. And last month we had Anujan, who is CEO of Optimus Tech, which is successfully providing product to big companies in the UK and in other parts of the world. So today we have Jesmin, my friend Jesmin. Jesmin, do you want to take over the screen?
Yes, I can. Yeah, thank you.
Okay, so you have the screen.
Can I share my screen?
You should be able to. Do you know that? Do you know how to do that?
Yeah. Okay, then I'll do it. Hello, everyone. I'm Jesmin. Can you hear me clearly?
We can hear you.
Your screen,
but we can't see you.
Oh, okay. Yeah. Actually, give me a minute.
Video. You click on the video icon, isn't it?
Yes. Actually, today I came
But we can hear you.
to Barikalo.
That's great. Wonderful.
Yeah. Hi, everyone. Okay. I'm in Barikalo today. Actually,
Okay.
we have now to. I came for a program here. So I quickly share my screen and I stop my video and quickly share my screen.
Okay.
is here.
I have these difficulties myself. I do these Zooms fairly regularly, and I
Really?
can't
Yeah.
remember where the buttons are. Okay, you've got it. Well done.
You
Thank
got
you.
it. Yeah.
Okay. Actually, yeah, this is a bit previous presentations I did for something. So, but I think it can share about the details something about business. But actually, I today wanted to cover not about business. I wanted to cover more about the SMEs difficulties in the north, but it is mostly related to with my business and the people who invest from other countries also can understand something. I know you all very aware about these things, but in SME perspectives, you may have better understanding. Yes, Vanni Cashew is started in 2019, very 6 months before the COVID. At the time we started our business actually in September 2019, and it's about me. Yes, I have two businesses, and one is the Nature Winds Private Limited, which doing the cashew nut processing, and I'm also doing institute which do some research and training, and we not mostly famous in the north, but still we are doing some work. That is the industry. It was, that is the consultancy work which support us to fund the money for the nature winds as well. So still, earlier we did this as a individual consultancy work from my family, and now we are registered a business and continuing that one. And also, I'm one of the director of Northern Chamber of Industries, and we found this together, and we had another trust in the Punahari. We do some social works in my hometown, Punahari. And yeah, the cashew story started when we were looking for the opportunities to start a business to give some job employment in North. Actually, after the war, I'm from Punahari, and my family also all studied in Punahari, and they are now are earning some in a better way. Then we can contribute something back to community. So when we came back after the war, then we saw that giving the job opportunities is the need in front of us. So we wanted to start a business. We have a big home at Punahari. It was damaged, but we were thinking about different opportunities to start a garment factory or some other value addition products and all. At the time, one of the farmer who worked with us said that a lot of cashew nuts in Punahari nearby, there was 600 acres
I
of
lost sound.
700. Oh,
No, everything's fine. You carry on, Jasmine.
okay, 700 acres of government land, which has cashew nuts. It was abandoned, and those nuts were taken to south and processed there. So why we can't start, we thought, but we did not know anything about processing. So we slowly learned about the processing and started the cashew nut processing. It is from Simya Mission, it's called a mission, non-profit organizations. They did cashew nut processing in a small scale in Killinochchi. We learned from them and we started the business, but now they are not doing. Now we have about 13 full-time employees, and we set up our factory. Earlier we work in the house. Now we have set up our factories. Mostly they are women headed, or maybe women are the main breadwinners in their family. They all have kids and family mothers mostly, so we have kids care. They can bring the kids and keep it. We don't have a proper one, but anyway we are managing to entertain them and play with them. We have a staff to work with them and all, and we offer flexible hours. they can come after 7 any time, and until 6 they can work, and also in Saturday, Sunday, whatever their preferable time, we will give some time for them. And we do some saving groups and family get together and all trips and everything to have a friendly workplace. I'm trying maximum to offer that one. Still, we receive some funding also for these purposes. These kids facility and everything was half sharing basis. We were able to establish. I'm so grateful that one, and trying maximum to offer the facilities that we received support as well. And cashew farming is farmers. We have about 500 smallhold farmers, but the cashew nuts, it's a very difficult crop, I can say, because it's mostly the harvest is stolen, right? So 130 or 230 of the, maybe half of the harvest is consumed by farmers. And the stolen nuts are not in quality. So that is the very big difficulties we face. So we run a responsible farmer program where the farmer can bring the matured cashew nuts. We will offer them very big price. And we encourage directly purchase from them. So we have a farmer database, and if they can give very high quality cashew nuts for the farm holders, actually the half of the cashew suppliers are not the farm holders. They collect, but for the farmers we offer very good price. And we have women producer groups. We support them. There is a village nearby from our company. It's called Jayapuram. There's IMHO is supported for them to process the cashew nuts. So far, we supply the cashew nut, and they do partially process cashew nuts and send back to our company. We continue that still now. There are also about 3 to 4 employees, women are working. And we have some farmer groups where we share the informations about fertilizing and diseases and all. And we tried to open a cashew cooperative, still under the process. We could not success on this one. There is a government program, One Product, One Village. In that one, Punahari was selected, and I proposed to have it cashew nuts. So the village was Jayapuram, that is far away, where the government cashew company, the cashew industry is there. So not industry, that is actually a farm, 700 acres farm. The people around the farm is always stole the cashew nuts from, steal the cashew nuts from the farm. They do not think that is a wrong activity. So we wanted to promote the cashew cultivation around the village. In their own land, they have at least 2 acres. With the Cashew Corporation and Export Development Boards, we wanted to start something, and we conducted several meetings, but still that is a very big challenging one, and we continue. Farmers, more than 40% are women farmers. So we supply cashew plants to smallholder farmers in a subsidy rate, maybe, or maybe sometimes it's not at all. We collect from them, we visit their farms and we collect from them. So it's a very abundant land, it's a success, but still, even my colorful words may not say it's 100%. We are struggling in a very, very few rates, right? And we offered training for the women producer groups and the farmers with the support of Cashew Corporation. And also this time we offered a very good thing, that we offered training for the women groups in Vanathuvilluva, that is the very famous cashew area in Puttalam. So we were happy to collaborate with the IDB and provide training there. And yeah, our product range, we have about 9 different varieties of cashew nuts. So mostly we manually peel and do the value-added cashew nuts, and we machine peel and keep the wholesale cashew nuts. So these different the taste of the cashew nuts is depend on the process we are having and the freshness on it. We try our maximum to provide the very fresh cashew nuts. We have different varieties. Hot and spicy, that is the very famous one in Jaffna. About our 60% sales goes with spicy ones, that devil cashew, hot and spicy, and all. And we have some sugar coated, jaggery coated, and salted garlic, onion, and desiccated coconut, also different varieties. Um, yeah, our supply capacity is now it's 400 kilogram nuts per month, and we have the production capacity about 1,000 kilograms per month. Nuts, that means 5,000 kilogram, 5 ton per month production capacity. So I aim to achieve that one in 5 years, but we could not do that one. Now our production capacity is about 35 tons or 30 tons, 25 to 30 tons per year. That is the current production capacity. And we have ISO 9001 and 22,000 certificates, food quality and food safety certificates. So again, we revised our plan. Now it's about 35 million turnover and 18 employees. We wanted to grow. It's a it's a private limited, but the business is solely run by our team. That's the staff. It is a social motive. I'm just looking after the company. They do their business. I'm trying to support them to do it in a better way. That is the real case, even it's company's mind. And we do some CSR activities, planting roads, supporting sports, health, whatever happened in the village. These are the events we said. Actually, we supported a program where they started to give some driving license for tractors for the women. The first time, there are a few women's. So we supported them, and we support for magazines in the north. We conduct some training program, planting and all. So with the community, we are so supportive, but still we are in a very, very small margin. Cashew is a very luxury item. Still, the process is very difficult. So we are running with very, very small margin and manage support the social activities, and also we are managed to run. But anyway, last year was a difficult period, and before that we succeed on that. We are happy that there are 20 women now working. And we have a very good feedback from our customers, and also there are some complaints we addressed at the time of the address. But mostly our cashew has a very good name in the north. We encourage the customers to purchase the cashew nut freshly. We supply in a short period of time to the shops and everywhere. And we have very colorful visits because we are on the roadside of the main roadside, and we are colorful visit by the president and ambassador of USA and a lot of people visited, and they were happy about the process and cashew nut. And actually, we believe that to give the cashew nut has a very, very nutrition one, and it has very high protein, and it's very good for health. A lot of doctors are our customers. That is the big thing I have to say, because they always come and fresh cashew nuts buy. want to buy the fresh cashew nuts, so say they visit our outlet in front of our company, and also people says it has cholesterol, but it do not have the bad cholesterol. It has the good cholesterol, so it reduces the bad cholesterol as well. So cashew nuts, it's a very nutrition one and high price. So we maximum trying our best to provide the real taste of Northern Dry Zone cashew nuts. It's a real taste in a safer and happier environment. And we have greener certificate by trying the company by solar panel. And no waste is zero waste company production. Actually, cashew nut is zero waste company. That's all about my company. Actually, to reach this one, I'm quite not sure and how many minutes that mean I can take 2-3 minutes more, right?
No, you have another 10 minutes. So because we're very interested in hearing about the issues facing SMEs. And I know
Right.
your position in the Northern Chamber of Industries. And I know from conversations you and I have had that you're very knowledgeable about that. So please take another 10 minutes.
Okay, then starting the business is in North. It was not easy for us, actually. I have stopped my screen sharing, right?
Yeah.
It's all about my, right. Actually, it was not easy. I did not feel even hard, right? But when people ask me about how many times you visited to take the certificates, then only I realize it's really harder, right? So in Punahari, actually, it's far away from Killinochchi town, and it's Jaffna. It's remote areas. We do not have enough or staff with capacities to run to start a company as a private limited and with a higher standard. So even from bank to get the registration certificate from Pradesh Safa, we get a lot of difficulties, and we waited in long queues to start the business. It's unnecessarily mostly. That is the case that our educate or our government staff who were not aware about their roles and their requirements. So that's the matter. We spend most of the time on the road and the government office, and also in the staff case, they all are. They did earlier. Actually, now I have 3 graduates in company. Earlier, all were with O level and A level. Actually, they were stopped the education with because of the war. That does not mean that they are qualified. They are very, very high in knowledge and attitudes. They are very in the village. We have the good thing. We have very honest and hardworking women. They are the reasons to I was able to take the company in a very short period to a very high capacity. But in 1 year only we reached, after the 1 year, about the company we started, in 6 months we faced the COVID and we closed everything, right? So we don't know how to continue that time because company also started in 2019 September and the COVID was in 2020 March. So we closed. Half of the production was there. And in May, there's a cashew season. Cashew is a one seasonal product. We have to store for 1 year. So it's a very less profit business because of that, because 75% of the cost goes to cashew nuts. And we are not much aware about the quality of cashew nuts, how to buy, and in the internet and everything, whatever they said, how to test the qualities, practically we could not do that one. So we face a lot of difficulties because cashew nuts, the very interesting story that they say black and white cashew in the quality by people, but we thought cashew generally since there's no white, so it's a black cashew. So black cashew is a good cashew. but actually the white cashews, they say is the good cashew. So we were able, we need to, after the COVID, we could not process everything, but we wanted to sell some cashew nut as a raw material, raw. So we called a particular person and said that we have very good black cashews. Can you take? They were they did not answer the call after that, because people will not buy the black cashew. It's because if it's a bad cashew only, we will call as a black in color, right? So we started without any knowing any practical knowledge, but in in books and everything, they will say about size, they will say about different wording, but in practically it was not the language we are using. So it was very difficult for us because we could not go for the training with the Cashew Corporation because they said it is in Jailer. They were unable to take us during the COVID restriction and all. So we continue with the material available in the online, and the training we get it from the Simea mission people, how to peel and all. So it was very, very difficult, but it was not actually affect the productions. We were able to produce the maximum production out of the first machines we have, and still that is the one continuing. We made small machine ourselves. We only started with one machine, and we have a complete set of machines now, and we made few machines as well with our requirement. And in the SME case, actually the machineries, so we don't have any place to consult for the process, what type of machineries we need, and we, all the smallholders are rely on the supplier. Whatever he said, they will buy. And is there any projects? Actually, I was able to get the support of USAID. That was the very big support. Even I was selected for ASME. I received that one, but I could not say it was a burden. It was support for me. It was a burden for me actually, because it's not received in the time, and I struggled to manage to complete that one. And USAID support is the one when we don't know what to do, because in the COVID time, they supported us to purchase the cashew nuts, right? So in the projects, there are a lot of projects and investment is coming. The SMEs are unable to get it from that because it's English medium. I also write a lot of proposal for that same program for other star SMEs as well, but they have to face the interview in English, but they arrange the translation and all, it doesn't work, right? So they have to go to Colombo, they have to speak in English. So it was very difficult. Even in the chamber, we have about 130 SMEs, but about 15 SMEs who owns by graduates, mostly, or supported by graduates, are able to gain the grants. We again, the same crowd is the people, whatever the project come, they will finally ended up with us because we have to supply the document and everything. It was unable to prepared by them. So it's a very difficult by, but that difficult is only a start. I wanted to start the chamber, but still we are struggling to support the businesses because a general program could not support them. We need to individually check the companies and find the difficulties with them, and we need to support them individually. So their motivation and their interest, when it's somewhere and the program supports something, the program also could not reach the maximum output of that one. Even the SME could not do that. That's why we listen how much of we given to SME, we could not get anything. It's from the donor side. So it's really a very difficult situation we face, because generally we say we need to support the SMEs, but as a whole, as we could not support them as a very bigger, broader idea or with a broader project or general project. We have to individually check them. because there are a lot of trainings. I always says, I went to 10 business plan development training, and I went to Maldives to how to open a Facebook page and to learn about these things. There are that type of trainings available for English speaking if it's a women in the north. Mostly those programs were available when I started the company. It was a very good period to get the training and all. But I see there are the same people repeating again and again that we could not reach the actual very other people who left out there. It's taking them into this type of program also was difficult. And bank access, that also, because when I start the company, we have a land that is called paddy land. So the banks cannot able to provide any loans for them. Because in COVID time, we have the cashew nuts, but the season also started. So we need to buy. We have to decide whether we have to buy or not. We don't know what will continue. But that time we don't have enough money. So we wanted to go for the bank, but bank could not support because I don't have any mortgage one that the land is not value for that one. So again, access to a bank was very difficult. That through the USAID project, and after we have a very good turnover in the bank only, we were able to get the loan to so the matching grant as well, right? Because all the loans mostly they came as a matching grant, so we have to show some part of that one. So for that one, so with the Jehan and others, Mr. Siva's support, we were able to, as an SME side, we were able to meet some bankers and speak with them. It was very good that in some level we can support SMEs to access the bank loans and all. So running a company with bank, we need to work with companies to make it possible, because even small companies, we relied on that grants we received, and still that mind is there. The bank loans, most of the SMEs are not growing with bank loans. Very few are growing with it. So that culture we need to create among SMEs.
How do we do that, Jesmin? Now, we went, so Siva Prakash, you and me, and Janaki, we went to meet the Bank of Ceylon. And they were saying in Jaffna, so we met the head of the Bank of Ceylon for the Northern Province, Mr. Sivanath, and he was being very helpful, saying how they can support SMEs and how PRIB does not make it impossible for SME to borrow and other things. But Jesmin, how do we educate the SMEs to go to the banks? What has to be done?
Right. Actually, after that one, in the group, we shared a questions that how many of you need loans for your businesses and you are struggling if you applied or you could not do? Any support do you need to access the bank loans? We could not receive any yes there. So, but few days before, we asked them the same questions. Is there any company need financial support for packaging? About 24 said yes, right? But so we do not have that culture to grow the businesses with the bank. I'm quite not sure at this moment how we can make that happen. I spoke one person. Actually, he's from our chamber. He is in like a small industries trying to go to the medium scale. So far, he growed with the bank. So the best examples we can show to our other members and how to utilize bank facilities for the business, and that may work. And I open this question for others as well, how we can encourage them to grow their business with bank.
I mean, can I ask Siva? So Siva Prakash is on this call, And Jaffna Club is retaining him part-time as a consultant. And Siva's been speaking to SMEs as to why they aren't applying. So we had a recent example, the EDB was doing a matching grant for packaging. And Siva spoke to, I'm not sure how many, 10 or Siva, tell us what you found.
Yes, thank you, Jagan. Hi, everyone. In April, Export Development Board launched a packaging and labeling matching grant scheme up to about 1 million rupees.
subscription. Have a flush toilet
Okay, I'm muted.
Which would offer 50% co-financing to micro, small, and medium entrepreneurs in Northern and Eastern province who are preparing to export or who are already engaged in export. Closer to the deadline, which was 5th of May, Export Development Board approached, we heard from Northern Chamber of Industries that EDB has approached them saying very poor applications. And but anyway, we got the information very late, but we for the future transactions, we wanted to hear from the SMEs. So as a representative from Jaffna Club, I, with the help of Janaki and then the CEO of Northern Chamber of Industries, Mr. Prem, we spoke to about 14 members of Northern Chamber of Industries who were in need of some financial support, who indicated that they were in need of some financial support for labeling and financing. So our intention was to find out this particular message sent by the Export Development Board. How was the awareness and understanding among these members, and whether their preparation for documentation and things like that were in order, and a few other things. So first one was about the awareness and understanding. A couple of people had some issues with their phone and they didn't really see the message. Most of them had a misunderstanding, or rather they did not really understand what the content of the message was, what this grant is all about. For example, what is this matching concept, and the 1 million is, can they apply for 1 million or something like that? So they didn't have a clear understanding. Then in terms of the documents required by the board, there were business plans and audited accounts, and some quotations were few important things required from the members. None of them had a complete thing all in order, rather majority of them, I would say. But whoever had applied, although their documentation was not completed, they had the courage to, or confidence to apply. Some had actually spoken to the chairman of the Export Development Board and submitted. Many of them did not apply because either they did not have a business plan, or their accounts were not audited, or they did not have the quotations as per the requirements. And one of the other important thing is the mismatch between the grant and size and the needs. Mismatch between the grant size and the needs. For example, this particular offer was up to 1 million. So there were people who had needs much more than 1 million. So they felt this is not suitable for them, and they did not apply. And there were few people, of course, that comes under the understanding issue, who thought they can apply only if their need is up to 1 million. I mean, need is 1 million, not if it is 4 lakhs or 5 lakhs. And there were people who had challenges with labeling and printing in the northern province. That's has been a great pain for them to get a poor quality packaging and labeling done in the north. So lots of hassles in terms of getting what they want from the printers. Either the quality, the standards, then the language also was a challenge, whereas where the language has to be, I mean, Sinhala language also should be included. We didn't have anybody, and they had to get these things done from southern part of Sri Lanka, and a lot of inconvenience. We also wanted to know in future, what is that Northern Chamber of Industries can do to make the future transactions better, or what Export Development Board can do. So few suggestions or thoughts were discussed. Northern Chamber of Industries can have a better communication with the members, constant communication and very close follow-ups as to each and every time, follow up with them as to what their needs. And I'm sure I can see that Jesmin has already started with something, and go closer to the members and see what their pulse is. And then from the Export Development Board's point of view, to offer something that would suit all kinds of entrepreneurs here, not just a broader one, but to improvise it so that micro, small and medium and various kinds of entrepreneurs can take advantage of. So this was a small exercise that gave us a lot of insight, which actually motivated us to have more and better communication and surveys
Okay,
to be
thank
done
you.
in the future. Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. One question to Jesmin, then I noticed Tusta has a hand up, and there are also some questions in the chat, which I'll come to. But Jesmin, did the EDB come to you at the last minute, or did they come to you as soon as they were advertising this offer?
No, actually, this advertisement was in their groups. We all know about these things, but in the one week before, only they call us a friendly call. They said they did not receive enough applications, since it's for North and East actually. So they did not receive enough applications. So then only we thought how we can help to others to send the applications, and then we call individually for the potential the SMEs who, because it's an Export Development Board program, so we selected few SMEs and asked them to support. It is happened at the last minute actually. It's the first
Okay.
time we also look into this matter, why there's a grant, why people could not submit, because I did not apply for this program because I got a lot of grants, right? So I thought that the others can do this time, so I did not apply. So I got a call from EDB and asked, we did not receive so much of, so enough applications, even 10, right? It's what's 10. Then only the chamber wanted to interact with the members, and we asked them to submit, and we sent some sample business plan proposal in Tamil to fill it and send, and we did, but it was very short period that I think this we have to do. If there is any other grant is open, we can start
So
this process early.
as soon as the grant is announced,
Yes,
then
yes.
MCI and the other chambers in the north.
Yeah.
I'm just looking at some questions in the chat. So Vashi has asked, what percentage of your sales is local? And another person has asked, what percentage is export?
Actually, we do not directly export yet. We export about 10% to maybe 5% last year, very small level to the export indirectly. We are focused on the local sales.
Okay. And who does your packing? Because your packing is good quality. Where do you get your...
We do. We buy some packing material from Colombo and do it ourselves.
So those
We have some packing machines and all.
the Ziploc top.
Yeah.
You're doing, okay, all right, okay. Tositha, you have your hand up.
Yeah, I actually wanted to make an observation, Jasmine. Hi, this is Tusita from WCIC.
Hello.
Hi.
Yeah.
So the thing is now, like in NCI, we are also very actively supporting the women entrepreneurs in the North. This issue that we discussed a little earlier about banks not being very cooperative or supportive is not just for the North, it is across the country. And when it comes to a woman, it is even that much harder. So as a chamber, what we have done is we've spoken to a few banks who have agreed to have women specific products and have help desks for them so that they can directly interact. So this is an initiative the WCIC does. These banks are featured, their products are featured on our website. And from there, they are connected to the bank and they get special attention. All these banks claim that they want to support entrepreneurs. But at the end of the day, what happens is what is decided on the top doesn't get cascaded to the front line. So the front line just sticks to requirements. They will ask for collateral, they will ask for how, like, almost impossible things, and no special rates are given to any of these SMEs. Looking at the potential, looking at like how they can support them to grow bigger. So that is where I think the chambers have to come in and get banks also connected with them in a realistic way. So just wanted to make an observation.
So Tusita's with the WCIC, which is a Women's Chamber of
Industry and Commerce.
Industry and Commerce. And they recently opened a branch in Jaffna, I think about a year ago. So Jesmin,
Yeah, we've been working for a year. We opened the chapter in February.
In February. So Jesmin, do you know WCIC?
Yes, I know this.
We very closely work. Actually,
NCI and WCIC is very closely working. We work in a common project as well with the German government, so we have a close contact. Yeah, yeah. Even though still these are established, as Tushita said, it's when SME go to the bank and receive the facility, is very difficult for them, right? So we have to support them when individually when they go to the bank, and we have to follow with them. And even it's not only the bank problem, it may be our capacity of our SMEs also may not be in the level to understand very general words from banks, right? It's even the collateral. Sometimes they will not say what is collateral means. So it will be very difficult for them to access the bank. And
no, that's impossible, isn't it? If the bank officer is saying things that the entrepreneur doesn't understand, and the entrepreneur doesn't have the courage to tell the bank officer that they don't understand, then that is impossible. Jesmin, a question from me. Now, you're saying that your current volumes is, I think, 35 tons, and you're aiming for 60 tons.
actually, we have the capacity of 100 tons. Our machinery capacity, installed machinery capacity is 100 tons per year, right? We at the moment we do 25 to 30 tons, right? In 2024, it was very less. In earlier it was high, but it's a bit less. Yes.
So the question is, what do you need? So if there was a buyer or if there was an investor,
what we need marketing actually, buyer. So what the case is, the raw cashew nuts demand is in North, but the price we could not meet it, right? Because the price of raw cashew is in North is lesser than our production cost.
Yes.
Right. So we are mostly rely on the value-added cashew nuts. So increasing the value-added market it's challenging for us, right? It's North. Actually, we are mostly covered, but mostly covered mean it's in we cover only main part of Jaffna and Vanni.
Sorry, so it sounds like you're basically selling into the North.
Yes.
And for that value-added cashew, you need to sell overseas and in Colombo,
Yeah.
because the North doesn't really want value-added cashew.
Um,
So what you need is buyers
yes.
from overseas who contact you. So you're not looking for investors then?
No, actually, for the last year, we have enough installed capacity, machinery, and the facility, the infrastructure. But last year, we worked with bank and keep ready that working capital to buy more cashews. But at that time, we could not able to buy the quality cashew because 75% of our cost goes to the cashew nuts. It's a one seasonal product and we have to store for throughout the year. But the quality of the cashew nuts is very, very tricky. If we fail that, then we will lose most of the business, right? It's very, we have to keep for 1 year. So the quality of the cashew nut is very critical.
Yes.
And last year there was a rainy season during the harvest and we could not ensure the quality. So we do not like to take risk. So we stop. And even this year, the harvest is 10%. In Sri Lanka, all over the Sri Lanka, it's expected harvest. From the expected harvest is 10%. Now we face, there's no cashew nut. Now it seems there's no cashew nuts, right? So
Why is it 10%? That's because of the rain, or what's the reason?
Rain.
Rain.
Yeah.
Is that going to be an ongoing thing? Is it the climate change or something? Are you expecting that to continue?
I think this month is this year is different story actually.
Give a grant to people, like very small people to start something. That's a she.
I'm just going to mute. I think that was Miss Sugandhan. Jasmine, sorry, carry on.
This year it's unexpected rainfall. I think it's maybe a climate change. Actually, from my understanding, I could not feel it's what is this, right? But generally in Sri Lanka we have 30% of a tree that can produce the cashew nuts. We only get 30% of the yield, right? Because of disease and all, we are not, it is even an economic crop, but we did not put any fertilizers or we did not use any pesticide or something. So we only receive 30%. And that is the reason it has a very, very high demand for Sri Lankan cashew as well. It's very tasty. We don't use any inorganic fertilizers and all. We are not watering. That also another problem. Even we are not watering. But this year, this is an unexpected fall, I guess. We are running out of cashews this year. There may be import permissions can government give. I think within 3 months' time that Sri Lankan production may run off this year.
Oh, really? Jiva, you have your hand up.
Yeah, hi.
Jiva, this will be probably the last question, Jiva. So.
Yeah. Okay, yeah, I'll make it very quick. I just wanted to say, well, I'm a great fan of your cashews, and
Thank you.
I usually get it delivered here in Colombo and buy it in Jaffna when I'm in Jaffna. So I'm a great fan. It tastes a lot more. It tastes very different from the cashews from Batticaloa or even what is here in Colombo. So I think it's larger and it's sweeter and it's got all the right flavors. So congratulations.
Thank you. Happy to hear.
It's probably because a lot of this was probably grown by the LTT during the good old days, right? So you're reaping the benefits of some of this. The farmers are, the smallholders are. That's question number one. Question number two is you had said that you were only getting of the 400 smallholders who had cashew trees, only 50 you were only getting from 50. Where do the rest sell it to?
No, those 400 we have purchased, but we have a responsible farmer program. Only the 50 people, they believe that in the quality and all, and they give very good cashew nuts, selected cashew nuts for higher price. So we are continuously working with others as well to take into this program. but still we are purchasing from them, but their cashew nuts quality is not in the level that we can take them into the responsible farmer program, because in the responsible farmer program, the farmers who will give the matured and very tried cashew, high quality cashew nuts, we take them as a responsible farmer and we will give higher price. But these farmers will give without drying it and all. Whenever it's fall, they will give us, or they will pluck it and give us. Then if they pluck it from the tree manually, then the quality we could not ensure. If it is fall from tree only, that is the matured cashew, we can say. That is the difference.
Oh, I see, yes. Vashi, go ahead, Vashi.
Yeah, Jesmin, Vanakkam.
Vanakkam.
Yeah, my question is, I understand large acreage of land is being controlled by the army, and there's a lot of kaju being grown in those areas.
Yes.
What happens to the production there, please? Do you know anything about it? Thank you.
They do processing in Jaffna. Actually, army is not doing anything. They will call for open tenders in the some August or July after dried out and all the season is over. Maybe in December also. The army, they have 6,000 acres of land in Manar, and there are a few in Mullativ and all. They will call for the tender, and the very big companies, we have to take it as a one lot, right? It's maybe 100 lakhs of kilogram of cashew nuts, 100 tons cashew nuts. So we have to take it. So we could not apply for that, but the small farmers, the small farms from army also they call, but even that we applied for the tenders, but we could not receive that one, but army will tender and get. And the Cashew Corporation have farms. They will send that one to Jaffna. They have a production capacity, and they recently established a production capacity in Puttalam. They will send to those processing centers and process there.
So, Jesmin, are we saying that you don't have enough funds to purchase them from the army?
100 tons is the maximum production capacity that we can have. So we could not get that one. And there are a few other 25 tons and 30. That is open tender. We have to apply and get. We applied that one, but we could not win that tender.
So those tenders are with the army, are they?
Yes, army. They will call in a paper, in the newspaper. They will follow the government procedure.
So do they collect the nuts? So they collect the nuts that have fallen, so they may be better quality nuts.
No, we can't say so, because even whether it's managed by army or someone, there's a 50% or 40% of stolen stories there everywhere, right? So
sorry, so explain when you say stolen story, explain that. What do you mean?
Actually, the cashew nuts, it's if we have 80 nuts, it will weigh for 1 kilo, right? Approximately 80 to 100. Then 1 kilo cashew nut price is 60 rupees. If someone take 600 rupees, or if someone within an hour, if they went to a farm, they can collect about this cashews. There are a lot of thief, right? People, they because the other culture is created because most of the cashew farms were created by LTTE in the north. The people around that work there, but now it is owned by the government, and they are sending that to Jaffna or some other area for processing. The people says it's a farm, our farm. They are taking, why we can't take? And their kids and everybody is stealing from there. Even it is police and everyone is catching them, and some cases are going on, but still people did not think that even from a big cashew farms, the people around them are stealing the cashew nuts from the farms. The owners are taking 1/3 or sometimes 2/3.
Really, really. Okay, we're coming up to the end of our time. Jesmin, thank you very much for your presentation. I see that one constraining issue, one thing that's holding Jesmin back is sales and orders for evaluated cashews. So I encourage people to make note of Jasmine's email and her mobile number and pass that on, particularly in Colombo and overseas. I am personally a big fan of her product, so I can tell you that I like it, and I'm a pretty fussy guy. And my mother likes it.
Jagan, you know what you have to do? You have to start more.
Eat more.
Eat more of the cashew.
Okay, I'll do my best.
You
But
also
Sugandhan,
can join Sugandhan.
yes, Sugandhan, you're
I
one of
start
the
doing that.
exporters.
Jagan
Oh,
was
thank
keep on
you.
encourage me. I bought it last time. I bought the
Thank
3,000.
you.
But I'll visit you guys. Me and Jagan plan to visit your factory very soon. And
Yeah.
we'll see what we can do.
So after the 10th, we'll come visit your factory. Okay, anyway, time to wrap up. So thank you, Jasmine. And we have an audience from across the world again. So good morning in the States, and it's probably lunchtime, yes, in London, and good night in Australia. Thank you very much, everybody. Thank you.
Thank you for the opportunity. Thank you all.
Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you. Bye then. Bye.